Hello YouTubers, this is Airsoft DUI with the disassembly guide on the Palco Cybergun FAMAS. As you guys already probably know, there are not many disassembly guides on this gun, and it can be quite a pain to take apart if you do not know how. The first thing you need to do to disassemble this gun is remove the battery compartment and the cheek rest. Next, you need to unscrew a screw on the butt plate right here. I did that for time reasons, and it pops off like so. The next screw is actually a set of screws right here and on the opposite side of the gun. And once you unscrew those, this whole assembly right here just slides right off, exposing the gearbox. So I'm going to do that right now. It takes some tug and pull, but eventually just slides right off the back, exposing the wiring. As you can see, the version 1 gearbox. Next, you need to remove this screw holding on the carrying handle to the front sight, and 2 screws on the underside of the gun. It's a little bad lighting. Try and get you a good angle, but there's one here and one on the opposite side right there, and you need to remove both of those. After you do that, flip the gun back to its side. As I said, I've done most of these screws already, so that I don't have to waste my time doing those in front of you. Next, you need to remove the outer barrel. That consists of a set screw here, and a screw here, and here on the barrel. And after you remove that, a plate comes out, and you can just slide the outer barrel along with the front sight right out. Okay, next, now that you have all those screws out of the way, you can just remove the carrying handle from the gun. I'm going to go ahead and set this down, and I'll show you the aftermath as soon as I slide it right off. It just pops right off, nothing to it. Okay, and as you can see, the FAMAS is pretty much a skeleton right now. Next, you need to remove the screw on this front sight, which is actually exposed on the opposite side of the gun. So you need to flip it over. And the screw is right here. It's a very long screw. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew it right now. And this is one of the screws that it seems like it's taken forever to get out. And that's because it is. And with a long time of screwing, it'll come out. You'll be able to remove the back sight. So I've got the screw out, and I can just pop the back sight off like that. Okay, next you have 2 halves of the gun and many screws to take out. You've got this screw right here, a screw right here, here, and a long screw up top here. Okay, and you have corresponding screws for all of those except for this one and this one on the opposite side of the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew those, and we're one step closer to opening this gun up. Okay, this gun has many screws, and at some point you're going to feel like you're just breaking the gun and you're not going to know what to do with it. And that's how I felt. But trust me, you won't. And eventually, you'll get the job done and all these screws will be out of the way. The reason this gun's such a pain to take apart is because it's bullpup. And you can't simply slide the gearbox out the back because of the trigger assembly. If it weren't for the trigger assembly, it'd be a different story, but it's not, so we're going to go ahead and do it this way. Okay, so I've almost got all the screws out. The last one right here, pull it out. And next, you're going to have the screw inside the handle right here. And actually a good feature for this gun is that opening handle, because you can fit whatever you like in it pretty much. And if you can see in there, there's a screw right there. And you need to unscrew that. So I'm going to do that real quick. And that should be the last screw that we have to undo before getting this thing open. Get screw lining. Unscrew it. Some specs on this gun. I believe, I could be wrong, it uses a 509mm inner barrel, and it uses a version 1 gearbox with a modified short type motor. Okay, so I've got the screw undone here, and you can just pop it right off like that. I like to shut the grip, keep the screw in there. Okay, so now you've got this long piece of what used to be a FAMAS, and we're going to flip it over, and should just be able to split these two pieces apart. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do that off screen real quick, so don't screw anything up. Okay, just like so. Okay. As you can see, it splits right in half. I thought that was peculiar. Exposing the gearbox, you got the top half, and the trigger switch, which you can see I had to make a makeshift bar here because I lost mine for whatever reason, but it does, and it works. You've got the pulley. To remove the trigger, you're going to want to be very careful. Just lift it up. There's a tiny spring in there. I don't know if you can see, it's right there. It looks like this, if you can see it. Just be careful to pay attention to the orientation of that before you pull the trigger out. Okay, and to get the gearbox out, you just want to slide it back, and you'll feel a little tug because of the trigger. As soon as you get that out, the gearbox, excuse me, should come right out. I'm going to pull it off camera for a second. Just need to, actually, that's something. To get the gearbox out, unplug that connector there, and it slides right out, leaving the wiring in the skeleton. As you can see here, got it completely out. You can actually take this part off. So it's just a gearbox. Version 1, clear some things up. It actually has steel bushings, which is very nice, and the internals are built pretty quality. It feels like a brick as far as metal goes. The compression was horrible, so first upgrade I suggest is a new O-ring. It'll help your feet per second, very much so. And it has, like I said, 509mm inner barrel, I believe. And in iffy hop-up, it's not real great. I'd probably replace it if I got the time, but it's not a big deal. So there is your disassembly of the Palco Cybergun Airsoft FAMAS. Thank you, subscribe, let me know what you think. Signing off.